Practicing creativity when it comes to financial smarts can actually be very fun. We must acknowledge that everyone in their current status is not cut out to be business owners or entrepreneurs. You must be able to make an honest assessment of yourself to determine this. Even if you do decide that you want to take a stab at it, you should accept that it won't be a cakewalk. The majority of small businesses fail within their first year. Of the ones that do survive their first year, the majority of those will be gone within 5 years. If you do survive the first 5 years, your success rate increases drastically, but there still is no guarantee. Things beyond your control are always prone to happen, such as new technology, competition, population shifts, behavioral and perception changes of the customers, and any number of unforeseen possibilities. Therefore, you must do your homework when it comes to pursuing creative ideas related to business and finances. Simply because you may find something unique and interesting doesn't mean other people will. However, you equally shouldn't necessarily let that be a deterrent either. I saw a story of a simple potter that began making vases and various other sculptures for his own personal pleasure, and after receiving great positive feedback from peers, was able to sell an item to a famous celebrity. After that initial sale came, more and more offers came for his work. Now, one of those creations goes for thousands of dollars. Everyone may not have this stroke of fortune, but you never know unless you try. In spite of what percentages may suggest about your success, the most absolute and daunting ratio is that you are guaranteed to not succeed if you never even try. In fact, this has been one of my favorite quotes. The greatest risk in life is never risking anything. Now, for the person who may be content in their job but has always had a fancy for another particular venture, I suggest you just start it as a hobby. Anything you enjoy doing, you should do just for the pleasure and satisfaction you receive from it. If you want to go a step further, you can join a local club of people with shared interests, or even start a group if there currently are none available. I've seen simple hobbies transform into successful businesses when people realize they are not the only one that is seeking that particular product, service, or experience. Where there is a demand, you will always find someone ready to supply. This is the nature of business. The greatest business is one that actually doesn't feel like any work. Rather, you look forward to immersing yourself in it and never have to count the hours, constantly looking at your watch. For those still seeking even less direct involvement, but just want to find creative business expression in other ways, then I suggest investing. Of course, you should always first have the necessities in place, such as emergency savings, retirement savings, and life insurance. As a quick note on life insurance, I'm going to say this. Everyone should have it. I mean, everyone. Most people think I must have a spouse, significant debt, kids, or the like in order to justify having life insurance. I challenge this notion, even if you're wealthy. Think about it. The only thing guaranteed in life is what? Death. Yeah. This isn't meant to be morbid, but it is the only assured truth we do have. Everyone is going to leave this planet sooner or later. Since no one knows when that day will be for him or her, you are essentially gambling day to day. The easiest way out is that you actually do pass away when your time comes, but I've seen people who are wealthy and refuse to get life insurance, and instead of dying, they actually get diagnosed with something like cancer. Now they have to completely change their lifestyle to deal with this very serious medical issue. I've watched families deplete all of their entire savings and assets, 401ks, retirement savings, struggling just to cover medical costs. If you think that you have a great health benefits plan that will cover you in this type of medical issue, then I behoove you to think again about that. You may want to read the fine print again, because there are oftentimes lifetime caps on how much they will offer. Also, if you get sick or diagnosed with a serious ailment, that then becomes a precondition that may eliminate you from ever being able to get coverage, or at least make that coverage so expensive you can't even afford it. Now, I know a lot of this may become moot with so-called healthcare reforms. Actually, I don't think they'll ever be moot because, politics, they just don't agree on matters and things take forever to get approved and through the legislative process. Do you really want legislation that is subject to change depending on the very fickle opinions of the public to determine you and your family's well-being? Not to mention, you'll most likely never be any healthier than what you are today. Of course, this is for people who are not presently experiencing a major health issue. The point is that no one is getting any younger, and even if you remain in great health, the fact that you age each year means the insurance companies are going to charge you more and more for that coverage the older you get. Life insurance is the same as any other insurance, such as your home or vehicle. You may not appreciate the payment, but you certainly are glad you have it when you need it. Now, tell me, what has greater value to you? Your car, your house, or your life? Most cars don't appreciate. Homes may appreciate, but very slowly. But if you are a healthy, working person, chances are you have a lifetime of opportunity to create wealth. So buy life insurance as young and healthy as possible based on what you can afford before you actually may ever have a need for it. That way, if you do decide to get married, have children or more children, buy a home or multiple homes, start a business or whatever, you won't suddenly be hit with a hefty payment to leverage debt you could have been paying significantly less for had you gotten it earlier. As far as those that are wealthy and may not have debt, you still get to pay pennies on the dollar for what your family will get in return at your passing. It is very simple mathematics. You would typically only pay a fraction in terms of payments compared to the death benefit your family will receive when you're no longer here to generate income. Of course, you want to talk to a financial professional to determine the right type of insurance for you and the pros and cons of each. There's whole life, there's term life, and there's all variations or combinations of these, and it will vary from person to person. Okay, I'm gonna get off the life insurance soapbox for now. Now, for those that do have unique interests, then the stock market may be the right thing for you. Most investors go into investing with the mindset of give me a recommendation that will make me a lot of money. That's everyone's goal, right? This approach is often short-lived because that type of investor has no true interest in the company they're investing in. Not to mention, if they see that value fluctuate, they are ready to trade in their chips in a heartbeat. I typically encourage people to invest in companies, products, or services that have some degree of passion, interest, or desire from you to see succeed. If you are into computers, that may be a good place to start. Find companies that are in that industry. Even if your interest is in Hollywood movies, sports, foreign travel, animals, or whatever you can dream of under the sun, there are generally some sort of companies directly engaged in that line of work. Now, as a caveat, I will warn you that just because you may find that industry interesting doesn't mean that the population does or that it will become a thriving business anytime soon. As always, a lot of factors weigh into the success of a company and many cannot be predicted, such as technology, cultural shifts, countries going to war, competition, so forth. That's why I encourage diversification. In other words, do not put all of your eggs in one basket. We've all heard that before, right? Take your time to do an internet search, speak with colleagues or an advisor, have someone to assist you in drafting up a portfolio of stocks or mutual funds that are in harmony with your interests and passions while ensuring they make good, sound financial sense, and then enjoy the ride. I'll leave you with this financial tip. Educate yourself or work with an advisor to help bring your creative ideas to fruition through proper investing. Again, this is Lateef Warnick, the Alphamist. Be blessed.